All right, you probably saw this the scene right now where protesters were actually stalking Joe Manchin, the West Virginia Democratic senator. This is a familiar theme. He's dealt with this a good deal. In fact, he and his colleague, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, of course, she was pursued in a restroom. But this keeps up right now, and all because they're just saying, let's see if we can keep the cost of these various proposals in a relative balance. Senator Bill Cassidy, the Louisiana Republican, with us right now. Senator, what do you think of these incidents that keep popping up, not only for your colleague, Senator Manchin, but Kyrsten Sinema?
The left can't persuade people at the ballot box. They can't persuade them with their ideas. So they're attempting to intimidate people, forcing them to vote for something that most Americans disapprove of. That's in stark contrast to the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which is heartily approved by most Americans who are opposed. On the other hand, on the Build Back Better or the reconciliation bill, they only think they can win by intimidation, and that gives you a measure of their arguments.
You know, some of your Republican colleagues, maybe all the way up to the former President of the United States, Senator, don't share your enthusiasm for the infrastructure-only bill, including a Republican congressman who was saying, you know, some of those who voted for this might rue the day. I want you to react to this.
We're going to blame the Republicans who went along with it in the beginning, that opened the door for this process to play out the way that it does tonight. To your point, the Democrats used one to get the other.
What do you think of that, Senator?
I kind of got a chuckle. The bipartisan infrastructure bill has passed. It has passed. It is no longer held hostage. And so now the reconciliation bill has to stand on its own merit. And that's, you go back to people having to stalk Joe Manchin to try and get it passed. Whoever spoke, I couldn't see, don't know who it was. You got to remind them, once the hostage is released, it no longer can be used as leverage. And by the way, if good policy is good politics, then I think it's actually really good for Republicans to support roads and bridges, access to high-speed internet for all Americans, help for people who have flooded, help for water projects in the West, and help in ports and other things that will decrease cost of transportation and make our supply chain issues better. Good policy is good politics, and I will stand by the policy in this bill all the way to Election Day.
Well, you definitely stand by your principles, Senator, but people like Donald Trump do not forget that. In fact, he has targeted guys like you for that position. And I'm wondering if that will now extend to these 13 Republicans who voted for this infrastructure measure last night.
Anyone that can go back to their constituents and say that now there are roads that you are stuck in traffic jams, but there is now the ability to repair that road, to expand it, to replace it, to duplicate it, to lower your commute time. The person whose family has moved away because they live in rural United States and their family won't move back because there's no high-speed internet, this bill gives access. And my state, which has been pounded by floods, but so have other states as well, there's now going to be $3.5 billion to mitigate floods. I could go down the list. At some point, it has to be about the American people and not about politics and not about who hates whom. It has to be about the American people. This bill is for the American people.
Senator Bill Cassidy, thank you very, very much. Good catching up with you.